kind of things do you see driving a rock band around the country?
What is going on here? Does anybody else find this picture to be a little bizarre?
With Charlie Kirk alive, there would be no war with Iran because he stopped it the first time.
Hey, Segovia. Back with another one. Hope everyone out there is having a good day, y'all. We got a good one coming up today for this Friday night. We got an hour plus banger to get you through your night, y'all. Let's get into it.
He says that assassinations, public assassinations, create trauma, cultural trauma. Charlie Kirk. Did you notice the Charlie Kirk assassination? Everyone saw it.
Yes.
Before they shut it down. All of us had to watch that shit happen, right? So this produces trauma. The trauma response opens you up to conditioning. It's the same shit kidnappers use. It's the same shit people who torture you use. They freak you the fuck out so that you kind of disassociate. You don't want to be there. You go into a kind of sad, foggy place. And then in that place, they show you the ASICS commercial. In that place, they give you some propaganda. In that place, they give you a solution so this will never happen again. This is a known technique for mind controlling people. So anytime there's assassinations, it's not just like power dynamic shift. It's cultural dynamic shift because they inject that moment with however they want to shift the tide.
Right.
So,
wow.
So Instagram is, or any social media is kind of doing this, but like low level.
Right.
So you look, suddenly you're
microdosing
like,
it.
Yeah,
you're
exactly. Opening, like freaking you out. And then what do you know? And then where it gets really creepy is the commercial you're getting isn't just from the algorithm. It's because your phone heard you talking about wanting to, like, what's the best fishing rod to catch catfish?
Yeah.
And then so right after you watch a furry eat a hot dog with a human turd in it.
Yeah.
And you're like, what's happened to the world? Like an ad for like fishing rods comes up. And you're like, oh, cool. I should get that fishing rod.
On a podcast, but I mean,
it's bad for you and you eat an Atlantis.
What you mean by that?
Atlantis. Remember the spaces, if the water is space now, you eating the aliens. So now you eating the aliens and starting the war. They just feeding you nothing but aliens daily, shrimp, catfish, lobster, all the bottom feeders is tied to Atlantis.
Catfish is aliens?
Yes.
Some good ass aliens.
All of it. Catfish, shrimp, lobster. You shouldn't be eating.
So I shouldn't eat this?
No.
Right, this last piece?
Go ahead.
Just
but it's gonna detect that you got mercury in your body.
That clip got to go up because when I saw that, I'm like,
when you were on the Sean Ryan show, you had stopped at a certain question. You know what I'm referring to?
Everybody asked about that.
If you tried to look into religion at all, such as the crucifixion, you have? Do you not want to talk about that? Okay.
And I'd be a poor interviewer if I didn't ask it myself.
Okay, first of all, I was shocked that he asked the question. When he asked the question, I was in shock. I stopped because there was no way I was going to answer that question on that podcast, because I do know that he gets a lot of his audience is mainstream. A lot of his audience is mainstream. So there was no way I was just not going to answer that. But no, I did not. But the truth of the matter is no, I did not remote view the crucifixion.
this is why, okay, so the Catholic prayer is Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now unto the hour of our death. Amen.
When I was a kid, I was like 16 years old. I worked in the Banning mines, and it was like a cave-in. And I went down, I was looking at the bodies. My uncle was one of them in there. And I'm looking. Didn't look like they were only beat up with rocks. Looked like there was some like claw marks on some of these people in there. And I thought I saw somebody or some figure, something dragging something away. I don't know. Some shiny fingers they had. I don't know what it was. I told them exactly what I just told you, but nobody believed me. They didn't believe me. They just thought that the mind caved in on everybody. Yeah, they thought I was crazy. They thought I was a crazy kid. They didn't believe this. That 16-year-old kid ain't gonna believe me.
Okay, this is my
Here we go. Big discussion yesterday.
Copy.
Grandpa George would be.
I think I know what this is. It is.
Open it, Charlie. Let's see if they go on the ticket.
Wouldn't it be fantastic? It's not fair to raise his hopes.
Never mind. Go on, open it, Charlie. I want to see the gold.
I've got the same chance as anybody else, haven't I?
Even more, Charlie, because you wanted more.
What a classic movie, man.
Goes.
They don't make them like this no more.
I got it! I see! Take it in me.
It was a freaking pie, y'all. I still think it was a chocolate bar.
Everybody has a body.
If you think I'm being overly sensitive, but this scene in Paw Patrol made me super uncomfortable when I was watching with my daughter.
Uh-oh. Sorry, Auntie Bear.
Okay, so
crazy,
that's like
though.
their butt prints and the wet concrete. This is the girl and this is the boys. Like, is that necessary for a kid's show?
What kind of things do you see driving a rock band around the country?
You know, in the 80s, I saw lots and lots of drug use, lots of alcohol use, lots of naked women. Depending on the band you get with, if you get a young band that's on its way up, then you're playing small bars. So you're going to places like the worst part of town, and with with a lot of the bands where the rough bars are, where the good bars are. And you're staying in cheap hotels, so you're in a lot of areas where it's not necessarily the best place to be. Drug use, prostitutes, those kind of things. You see all those kind of things in the day. As you move up the ladder and you start getting on bigger and bigger tours, the money causes things to change, of course. And you stay in a Hilton, in a upper class Holiday Inn, those kind. You get in better hotels. The better band you get, the better hotels you're going to get out of the deal. Lots of strange human behavior. When people are in the limelight of the show, when they're at that moment that their heroes are busting out, then you could just about do anything to people. I mean, they're just in awe at their stare, at their joy on their face, their action of their bodies. There's no place like being at a live music event and feeling it. And, everyone has their heroes in the world. And to see one of your favorite musicians, it's always a happy time. And I think that's what draws me to this business.
There are vans driving around your city right now that can literally see through your walls, and no one told you. They're called backscatter vans, and yes, they're real. These unmarked police vehicles are equipped with mobile X-ray scanners that can see through buildings, car doors, and even into your home from the street. You won't hear them, you won't know they're there, and they don't need a warrant. This isn't science fiction. These vans have been used in major cities like New York, Miami, and Los Angeles. The technology was originally designed for the military to detect explosives overseas. Now it's being used here on civilians with almost zero oversight. The vans fire bursts of ionizing radiation, the same kind used in TSA body scanners. But this radiation is mobile, more focused, and aimed straight through solid objects. No law requires police to inform the public. No study confirms it's safe, and there's no limit on who or what they scan. Privacy groups have warned for years this is warrantless surveillance on wheels. Your car, your home, your body, all exposed to invisible scans.
I mean, this dude looks like an alien, y'all.
Impressive. You are very lucky because they're going to shut it down now for a Catholic procession, and then there'll be an Armenian procession. Providence.
they sacrifice people when the time is right. Milo Yiannopoulos, he was on a podcast and said that he was at these Catholic meetings where they had like boys and stuff going on, and he wouldn't tell anybody who the priests were. And like a year and a half later, after the election's done and when the right was trying to kind of consolidate power, he got kicked out. And that's what exactly they used this clip that was a year and a half old. Bill Cosby's the same shit. You know, people knew that he had this stuff and was not old, but he started going real public against don't dress with your baggy pants and all this shit at the same time Black Lives Matter took off. And then some little clip of a comedian, it went viral because they wanted it to. They'll use you and throw you under the bus, and that's not conspiratorial. This is how it's always been done.
I want to talk about crazy pedophilia. I remember seeing these tweets and being so disturbed by them. Listen to this. What about human baby meat? RT, what should I eat for dinner? I am thinking pasta, and I don't even know who that's to. Then another one. Joke, how many clowns does it take to screw in a light bulb? 12. 1 to screw it in, and 11 to kidnap and chew on human babies. This is a huge sitcom, one of the biggest in the last decade. Here's another one from the same person. I drained the blood out of a goth kid. Does that make me a goth by proxy? Little concerned, this morning found blood by my urine. Well, not my urine, the baby urine I wash my hair with. This is Rainn Wilson, one of the main characters on The Office.
That's so crazy, y'all. Like, I posted a TikTok yesterday on it was on our video yesterday of the Muslim dude talking about Popeyes, how there's 50 ingredients. Like, I posted that same thing on TikTok, and then I gave my little 2 cents on it, and it got blocked for community guidelines. Like, how does something like that get blocked, but something like that you can say freely and there's no repercussions to it? Like, it's crazy.
When you play with the devil, he doesn't play fair. He'll give you everything you want, all the drugs you want, all the women you want, all the promises, and all the power you want.
Guess that's our answer,
when he's
right?
done with you, he'll kick the legs out from under you.
Sounds like the Broadway play "Damn Yankees."
That's our answer.
Sold to the devil
That was
and
quick.
become a champion baseball
It's that
player.
douchebag.
I never saw that, but that's interesting. And that's why you hear rock stars sometimes say, I sold my soul to the devil. Because once you make that trade, he'll give you what you want. But people need to understand that the devil is not sharing his kingdom with anyone. He's selfish and hateful, and his personality is that of hate and violence. And so as I began to encounter these spirits from a pleasant person, even though I was a fall-down drug addict, I began to take on the personality of the devil. I began to act. I began to hate. I began to become violent in my card
began to
readings.
hate. You must have you had
Hate
no
all
love
the
anyway. You were all,
more.
really?
Oh, hate all the more. And I love to see people hurt. Like, I'd like to do a card reading.
This girl, she goes to a basketball game with her dad, gets up to go use the bathroom, doesn't come back. He goes up, tries to find her. She's not there. Game ends, can't find her. No one can find her. Long story short, he told the cop, listen, I think my daughter's been abducted. This is not like her to run away. Cop said, hey, she's just a runaway. They wrote it off as a runaway. He found a human trafficking nonprofit. I think this was in Texas. And that nonprofit searched the dark web, found her on the dark web. She was being sold for... And they partnered with the local police, carried out a sting on his house, and found her. And I think it was like 2 or 3 of the people that were at the house were at the game. How did they find her? Social media. They built a relationship with her through social media. And when she went to the bathroom, she willingly...
Lutnick should have been put in a wood chipper by now. Why is he next to Trump?
Not only that, but the #1 journalist out there exposing shit just did a photo op with him.
Nick Shirley?
Nick Shirley is on Howard Lutnick's Instagram page.
Okay, so that's how you know Nick Shirley's a fucking construct and a fraud right there. I have like friends like, did you see this with the Somali daycare? No, because I don't give a fucking shit about that. But this Glutnick
he's a pure demon.
So America's not a country.
No,
America is a podcast at this point. And the idea that you're going to vote for anything. Think all the people that bravely served in America's battles that gave up limbs. I'd feel like a chump if I got my blown off and then I saw General Petraeus and ISIS sitting down having a fun conversation.
Right.
I would feel like a chump myself.
So is it?
I told you guys that Nick Shirley, y'all. I saw it from the jump. Like, this dude's paid for by the right. Like, if he really cared about fraud, are you telling me the right ain't doing no fraud? We see all the fraud. The president comes out and says, we got all the details. My kids got all insights on trading, on everything, right? Because they're the president's son or daughter. They get a heads up, right? He came out and said it, y'all. Like, if he's gonna expose something. Let's expose everything, not just the left, not just Minnesota, not just LA. Let's go expose some fraud in Texas, right? Let's go do some fraud over there. The biggest Republican state, one of them. Let's go expose some fraud over there. If you really want to make a change, you ain't doing that.
Real Egypt?
Yes. Think about it. Malcolm X, when he went to Egypt, he came back and said, that's not them. That's us on them statues. We the true Egyptians.
Who was the true Egyptians?
At that time, they were saying African American, but it's the copper-colored Indians.
So is this the real Egypt?
Yes. Mississippi is Nile River. Texas is the second largest state, right? Texas was all the states that was around it. So if Texas was a part of all that, Egypt. That's why it takes so long for Texas to change their laws, because they know they have the most majority of gods and goddesses. And you thinking about San Antonio, Austin area. All this is tied.
I wonder if that's why I was drawn here.
Yeah, it's the city of gods.
I always say El Paso. I don't know if it's just El Paso or all of Texas, y'all, but they are so behind in the times. They are so behind. They're living in the 80s still in El Paso, y'all. Way behind. Now, I don't know if that's all of Texas, like she's saying, like they keep it old school. But I noticed that when I was out there. You go out there and then come out to Phoenix, it's like a utopia out here compared to over there.
Black artist or every black actor gets to a certain point, gets taken out. Whether it's Michael or Crosby or R. Kelly or Prince, they all either die under mysterious circumstances.
Nipsey.
Or they become troubled and die of an overdose or some medication, or they get done for some sex crimes or whatever. I mean, in R. Kelly's case, every single one of those children were basically sold to him, allegedly, sold to him by their parents.
Yeah.
And this is, we'll talk, maybe that's a conversation for another day, but there's so much of that in the entertainment industry, but there are no prosecutions of white artists. There are no prosecutions of country artists.
Touchy subject. But
Nobody. Madonna's never got in trouble for her 16-year-old boyfriend.
I haven't got Eminem yet.
No. Where's Eminem? Where's Eminem? Could it have anything to do with this?
The country stars we're thinking of.
Well, Eminem. Yeah, country star. Okay, yeah. I'll tell you after the show. No, I mean Eminem woke up one day an angry lesbian, and with very left-wing politics. I wonder why that might have been. Who knows? Who can say? But it's only ever black artists who get their reputations absolutely ripped to shreds in public, get accused of the worst thing that a person could be accused of, right? And always when they get a little bit too big for their boots, a little bit too outspoken, a little bit too edgy, or a little bit too quote-unquote uncontrollable, when they won't take their meds, when they won't do as they're told, when they won't shut up about Israel, when they won't shut up about contracts, when they won't do as the establishment and as the architecture, the machinery of the industry wants them to do, suddenly they're guilty of underage sex with kids, people trafficking, all the rest of it. Well, I mean, maybe the truth is that the whole industry does it. Maybe the truth is that nobody does it, probably closer to the first one. But these selective prosecutions, I'm not a big civil rights, let's defend black people for the sake of it guy. I don't even really care for the music that much. I like Ye as a singular instance because he's an artist in a slightly different league and a different caliber than the rest of them. I don't really listen to the music from the rest of that genre, to be honest with you. But even I cannot deny that the prosecutions are targeted, selective, and gruesomely unfair in the way that they are played out in public, and the manner in which the juries are tainted and poisoned beforehand. But this guy's like on trial, and Netflix decides that. I mean, come on.
I mean, it's true, y'all. It is true. It's true that. And why is minority music so negative, so dark? Right? It's not their choice that they want to do that. That's what they have to do, right? But you can't tell me that Hugh Hefner, we've heard stories of bestiality with him. We've heard, like you said, Madonna, like all these big time white artists that nothing. You get the occasional, the Harvey Weinsteins, the occasional, but it's by design. I can say that. I can say all the music, the negativity, the demonic, the killing, the drugs. It's by design by the powers that be. It really is. And these are the powers that be right here.
My mom came to me and she's like, hey, I found a dude. I want to get married. He does not want to be a stepdaddy. I'm going to give you the house. I'm going to give you the car. Go to school. Do not f this up. So I go for like the first year. I find this thing in a magazine. Get your high school diploma from home. You could do your classes at home and like over the phone and like take your tests and stuff like that. At the age of 16, I started doing this during my summer and ended up graduating with enough credits before the start of actual high school. I went turned the paperwork in and the school was like, whoa, 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 this is supposed to take like 3 years. What are you talking about? Wait, no, I'm done. Like, here's all my certifications. I've completed everything. They're like, well, how did you do advanced algebra, all this and that? Because I didn't have the grades for that stuff.
Right.
And what I did was I paid somebody that knew how to do it, took the test for me, passed all the correspondence, and that's it. They were flipping out. They're like, this can't, because there's 3 or 4 kids started signing up. They're all going to do it too. So they actually made a law in the county banning this correspondence school in the whole county.
But by that point, I've
already graduated.
So there's a mountain.
I mean, you really don't like, why do you need advanced algebra? You know what I mean? If somebody that enjoys it, you throw them a 50 to do your test and do all your homework a week. I mean, this comes off bad, but like, that dude's never going to use advanced algebra in his life. Why are you teaching us this? Why are they wasting our time? Why are they wasting our time with advanced geometry and chemistry and, you know, reading the outside, watching The Outsiders, reading, you know, these crazy books like that are boring and we don't get nothing from it. Why don't we read like a financial book, a book on taxes, a book on investing? Why don't they have us reading those books? Why do they got us reading The Hatchet, right? Reading Shakespeare. Why? You know what I mean? Because they don't give a damn about us. They want us to go to school. They want us to get in debt. They want us to be employees, right? Now, maybe not the teachers. The teachers might not know this. The teachers might think they're doing good, but the higher ups and their higher ups, this is what they want, y'all. We shouldn't be reading The Hatchet. We should be reading investing books, taxes books, mortgage books, things like that. Business books.
California that's
Health
called Mount
books.
Shasta, and supposedly there's a whole city in that mountain. The legend says that in 1904, a British proctor, the guys that go find gold and stuff, his name was J.C. Brown, and he went to the mountain to go look for gold, and he found a cave, and he went into the cave, and it was actually like a tunnel, and the tunnel went like 11 miles, and he found a whole like little city in there, and then he found like tombs in there, and the bodies in there were like 7 to 10 feet tall. He found 27 of them. They look like humans, but they're just bigger. So he tried to keep a secret, but then he started being like really interested in and started like researching more until like 30 years afterwards, he gathered up like 80 people to investigate it and like excavate it and things like that. On the day they was about to go explore it, he went missing and they never found him again. And a lot of people think that city is still like active. Like there's like not us, but maybe like aliens and things like that.
I think they're the most alien creature that exists on planet Earth.
Yeah, I agree.
There are people that actually believe they are from out of space.
I've seen that. I was going to bring that up to you, that there's biologists that believe that they came in asteroids and eggs. Dude, they're from another planet.
Yeah.
Like that is the way they change their texture and their color and the way they do it instantaneously to adapt to their environment and how well they blend in. They're so interesting. It's just so weird how they can instantaneously change their coloration and their texture and then perfectly blend in with coral.
Right.
Like when you see them like stop on a coral reef and just become the reef, you're like, what
Instantly,
are you?
too. It's like, zoop, and it's gone.
That's crazy, y'all.
You know what's
My God, this is amazing.
And this video went super viral.
Apparently, as the octopus is asleep and dreaming, it's changing the outside color and texture of its skin in relation to whatever the is going on in its head.
Right.
Wow,
Right.
That's so wild, man.
Isn't that nuts? It's unbelievable.
Yeah, really weird, right?
Yeah.
Recently, in regarding to UFOs, Trump has had another round of disclosures. Did you have a chance to check that out, and what'd you think?
Oh yeah. The next disclosure that's gonna come, I don't know how people are gonna respond to it, but
I mean, people ain't gonna respond to it. 99.9% of the people don't even know the first 3 disclosures. They don't even know he did that. Ain't nothing gonna come from it, y'all. That's why they're doing it now, because we're so distracted that we don't care. They're gonna disclose it on the World Cup championship day. They're gonna let it out. And then there's gonna be some crazy shooting that happens. So no one's even gonna pay attention to it. They know what they're doing, y'all.
when you see the archdiocese firing priests for saying that certain alien species that we interact with are demons, that should let you know what's in the Vatican archives. And that I know personally that several religious leaders were brought in and debriefed to prepare their congregations for imminent disclosure. This is why in interviews last year, I told everybody to go get a book called Imminent by former CIA Luis Elizondo, because they use riddles, etymology, and they drip feed everything. Something is coming. I don't know exactly what it is, but it ain't good. And everybody watching this needs to prepare, they need to stock up on food, water, canned goods, and be prepared for the worst, because when you see CNN talking about 4 different alien species,
it's Fox.
Greys, reptilians, tronoloids, and tall Nordics. Then you see NASA whistleblowers coming out speaking about tall, black-skinned people getting off ships, having meetings. And then you see how history has been whitewashed. It's almost like whoever Hitler or the Fuhrer interacted with, do these channeling processes they learn through the real. It's almost like everybody trying to escape from something.
אני מחפש את ארגנטינה.
כן.
אתה יודע למה?
מסי, אני יכול לנחש?
לא, לפני זה דווקא יש להם נשיא שהוא,
וואו.
אגב, חבדניק.
וואו, הוא כוכב.
הוא כוכב עליון, באמת כוכב עליון. אבל מילה הוא ידיד ענק של ישראל, והוא הביא נבחרת לא רעה, הייתי אומר בכלל.
I mean, you just can't make this up.
You said you delivered your own children.
Yes.
You really can't.
Do you not believe in the healthcare system in America?
That guy he couldn't even react to it, y'all. He was just in shock. Like, you can't even make this stuff up. He didn't even go on. He just ended it right there. Like, they're gonna win, y'all. Argentina's gonna win. Guarantee it. Guarantee. If you got money, go put it on Argentina, y'all. The president of that place that runs the whole world, he said that's his favorite. That's who he's going for. That's who's gonna win, y'all.
No, I don't. No, I don't. It's toxic, brother. Yeah. I need you guys in the audience to listen to me for a second. If we are created by God and we are organic, right? Why would chemicals heal our bodies? Cancer, it's been a war on cancer since Richard Nixon was in office, and cancer is at an all-time high and still rising. Diabetes in children still rising. Why?
Food.
Because the medical system, the pharmaceutical system, the food system are the same people. They make no money off healthy people.
You got him. You know, I'm going to say this, y'all. It's very scary with your young one, but I know with my dogs, y'all, they were never given that. My dog is 11 years old, my dog Joy that you guys seen. That dog has never been sick a day in her life. Not once. Now, she's had some stomach problems, you know, the runs here and there, you know, maybe throwing up a little bit, but never to the point where I had to take her to the vet. Not once, y'all. Healthy. She's 11 years old, skinny, healthy, runs with my 3-year-old beagle, runs circles around him still, jumps on the couch, jumps on the bed, jumps off. I don't feed her junk food. Once in a while, you know, if I'm having a tortilla chip or a tortilla or something, I'll give her a little piece. Very rarely. Not like some people feed them. My dad used to feed my dog chicken nuggets from Burger King, and that dog was fat. You know what I mean? And passed away at, 13. But my dog Joy has never gotten that thing. Never been sick a day in her life. Not once. There's something to that, y'all.
1.5 years. And how quickly after the removal did
hours
turn?
like right as soon as I got home.
Hours.
Maybe my face is shiny, I'm not sure, but like that never happened. I came home and the first thing, like I remember once I finally came out of my drug haze, I from being under anesthesia, I remember just watching TV and I like touched my face and I was like, oh my God, I have oil on my face.
Wow.
So anyway, my body started to like function again, like within hours.
Wow.
So then 2 days later, I posted on Instagram about it, which obviously I never told anyone I got him in. And so I shared it, and Good Morning America was at my house
Good
at
for
the end of the
you.
week. 6 days after I got them out, Good Morning America was at the house with my doctor and I talking about it for morning television. So
there are some cases that it just fucking, they take a toll on you. Like when you're a cop, you can't show emotion. Like you just deal with it. I had this one kid, he probably had his license for a fucking week, maybe. He was ripping up and down our main street in the town that I lived in, and he decided to make a U-turn to go back down this street. This fucking semi-truck took this kid out. His car was split in half and was wrapped around a pole. I was the first one there. I watched it happen. I was sitting at the bank across the street eating my lunch. I watched this fucking happen. This car got smoked. It was the loudest. You can see it. I can smell it now, everything. I fucking drive over there, run out of the car, run up to the dude. This young fucking kid, I just see myself, like this young fucking kid pouring out blood, hyperventilating. He's gone already, but he's still, his body is still acting. Like, it's the craziest thing. I'm sitting there, I'm holding his fucking head up, like trying to make sure he doesn't move his spine. Blood is coming out of everywhere. I know this kid is dead. I'm talking to him. I found his license in his pocket. I'm fucking talking to him. I'm like, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. We got you. And I fucking, he was on the phone with his parent. The phone was still ringing. The parent was still on the phone. I could hear them. Are you okay? What's going on? What's going on? I'm holding this kid and he's dead already. And you don't think about that. I'm fucking holding a lifeless fucking body in my hands, and I'm talking to this person like they're going to be okay. And that's another situation where my chain of command doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. The training is just gone. So I have a fucking sergeant on scene with me now. I'm holding this fucking kid's head, and he's telling me to go get some gauze to stop his nose from bleeding. This kid is almost split in fucking half dead, and you want me to go get a stupid fucking medical supply to hold over his nose because he's bleeding? How about you call the fucking ambulance? How about you secure this fucking scene? Like, it's a crime scene now. There's a dead body. But the lack of training and the complacency when shit hits the fan, there's very few officers that can stay focused and know what they need to do. But that was one of the main cases. I'm fucking shaking that. I can see it. That was one of the big cases that took a toll on me. Is I had this fucking lifeless body in my hand.
Are you I saw a police cam video. I love police cam videos, y'all. And let's try to make a long story short. One cop pulls dude over, guy's being uncooperative. Another cop comes. That's the asshole. That's the guy that was too much, right? Well, the good cop that was cool, chill, is the one that got killed, right? And then the assholes over there crying, and then here comes the sergeant, y'all, and they're just joking and making fun of the cop that got shot. They don't know he's dead yet, but he's in critical condition. He got shot in the neck, making jokes about him, and like it was crazy to see. Now they say that's what the cops do to boost morality and just try to make jokes so that people. But I was like, damn, that's cold blooded. Like, can you imagine his wife seeing that video of the sergeant that this guy respected? Yes sir, no sir, and he's over there making jokes with the asshole that caused this whole thing.
VCRs?
Yes. Every time I go to a yard sale, I'll probably find one $2, go to 100. Thrift store,
Yeah, it's
$5,
crazy.
go to 100.
Mm-hmm.
So that's enough.
$100 for a VCR?
Easy. That's low end. Sometimes $200.
And you're paying $2 for them?
Yeah, because people think they're worthless, just like you think. So it's like,
oh my gosh, who's buying VCRs? Is it millennials for their kids? Like people like me buying them
like
so they
older
can watch?
people. Nobody makes them anymore, so
Yeah.
they have to go to eBay for them.
I think I just read an article a year or two ago that like the last VCR manufacturer went out of business.
Yeah, nobody
That's
makes them anymore. So there's so much demand.
It's not the VCRs, y'all. It's not just VCRs. Now there are some VCRs that are good brands that people want, but it's the VCRs, the recorders that you can record your VCR and turn it into a DVD. So it's a combo, VCR, DVD. But certain brands like Sony, certain models, some Sonys will go for $30 and some Sonys will go for $250. But it's the recording that you put the VHS in and you can record it to the DVD player. Right, because people have DVD players now, so they want those old VHS. It's not just VHS players, but I'm telling you guys, y'all, and they're not $2. They might be $2 at a yard sale, but if you go to Goodwill, they're like $10 to $15, and they're always there. And the model's right there on the back. And look up the model on eBay Click on the sold filter. There you go, y'all. Just made you $5 into $100 like that.
On VCR. What is this world?
Anything
But
vintage
it's like
electronics gonna sell good.
it doesn't even matter. Like you said, it's supply and demand. There's no more supply, so the demand goes up.
Exactly.
Okay, will you show us the burger?
I will. I was like, should we go there?
Yeah,
Okay,
because I literally cannot stop thinking about it.
This is wild. I bought this to teach a nutrition seminar, and this was 3 years ago.
Okay.
And I actually forgot about it, kind of put it away with all my stuff in my presentation, and I actually completely forgot about it. And I went back to give my next presentation, and this was sitting there, and I panicked until I got it out and looked at it. And I'm going to describe for you what I'm seeing. Well, you describe. What do you see here?
It looks like a McDonald's cheeseburger with the patty and the lettuce. It looks like I can't. Okay, I need to explain this clearly. It looks like it was just purchased 5 minutes ago. The bread, completely fine. The cheese still looks a little melty.
You have to feel it. You do have to touch it. I'm sorry. I know. It's really
Oh, it's a rock.
It's a rock.
It's a
Yeah,
rock.
It's a rock.
It doesn't look like a rock.
No.
And
it looks
the
fresh.
patty looks like it just got off the grill. Like if she told me that she had bought this on the way here, I'd be like, yeah.
You would believe me. I know. And there's not a crumb. You can't find a crumb. This isn't flaking anywhere.
Nope.
So yeah, I decided, well, I'm going to use this for every nutrition seminar moving
And
forward.
that's
And I
3 years
It's 3
old.
years old. Yeah.
Why does the bread not have mold on it?
There's
Why does
nothing.
the cheese not have mold on it? Why does it look like that?
No, this is straight preservatives and chemicals, and clients don't even want to touch it. You even hesitate.
I don't want to touch it.
Yeah, just think about that.
Crazy.
Think twice before you go get your McDonald's.
We had to break into the armory. I said, what? He said, we had to break into the armory. He said, Rusty, there's $250,000 worth of weapons in there. I said, hold up. I said, hold, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I said, you're telling me those people left 8, 9, 10 years ago, left $250,000 in weapons in an armory, federally regulated, has to be inventoried every year. Documents have to be done every year. You're telling me that's what you found in there? Those people left in a hurry. He said, apparently so. He said, that's not even talking about the equipment. I said, what equipment? He said, the armory equipment. He said, there's $250,000 worth of machinery and armory equipment in that armory. I said, you're telling me they left with clothes in the washing machine and dryer, food on the table, clothes in the closets, and $500,000 of guns and equipment locked up in the armory, and they just left it there? He said, apparently so.
They clearly left in a hurry.
Clearly. What was it that ran those people out of there that never came, that wouldn't even come back to turn over the keys?
Yeah.
On this clearly.
After 10 years of not being
Yeah. Clearly an expensive sale. You know what I mean? They made some money when the new guys, my guys, came in and bought the place. We were talking lots of money. Didn't even show up with the keys. The next day, so tells the owner, the former tier 1 guy, hey man, this is what happened. And the tier 1 guy, yeah. It was like, look, you know me. You know my background. You know I don't lie. He said, I don't know what it was. And the owner said, now the owner, former tier 1 guy, been all over the world, done lots of things for our country, says, I'm not coming back there till you kill it. So Michael gets a couple $100 of flour. He's putting it all over the ground around there. I said, well, did you find a track? He said, not in the flour. He said, but then the next morning, he said, you could see from where we saw this thing to the tree line, a couple 100 yards, maybe 300 yards away. He said, you could see a trail, not footprints, but like where the grass, where the dew on the grass had been disturbed, all the way to the tree line. He said, I followed that. I got to the tree line. And then he didn't take a picture of it, but he drew a picture of the footprint that he found. It's almost like the 2 deer hooves, but supersized, and then a big ball at the end of it where the heel would be. I had him draw that on paper, and that's on the episode as well. But
so the track had resemblance of like deer hooves?
Yeah, like 2 pointed at the top and then come down like that with a big ball at the end where the heel would be.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know what that.
Because this whole time I'm thinking, like it'd be like a canine track, but you're saying that this is not canine.
I don't know what it is. That's the track he found.
Whoa.
That's what he drew for us.
See, I was with him, right? He sounded good. Tier 1. I'm not going back till you kill it. Been all over the world. He's seen it all. I don't lie. You lost me when he didn't take a picture of it. He drew it. Why? 2026, right? Maybe this happened in the year 2000. Still, he didn't take a picture of it. He drew it. The fuck? Lost me there.
See those cones that you can tell when it's close because you avert you into the checkpoint to do your stuff. But
so don't the traffickers know when it's open and closed?
They do know. Well, that's because they have scouts, and that's usually these traffickers have two vehicles: a scout vehicle and what their load vehicles are.
Can we cross?
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, they'll come through when the border patrol can't. They know they're watching it right now. This is where we need. Manpower is at our checkpoints.
Okay.
And our checkpoints can't man it. We don't have it, and nobody's applying, or if they're applying, they're not getting men here fast enough to do it.
Okay, so Mexico's how far from here?
Oh, we still got about 74 miles.
Are we gonna go close?
Oh yeah, we're going there.
Oh, we're going. Okay. We're on adventure.
We're on adventure. You want to go to see the river, but yeah, this is where they'll drop them. They'll drop them further back.
They'll drop them. You mean like they'll be coming in a car?
Yeah, and they'll unload them way back there at Elephant Mountain, and then they'll make their way either around this checkpoint to Alpine or on to Marathon.
So let me get this straight. Elephant Mountain's in the U.S.
Yes.
So what do you mean they drop them there?
They'll pick them up at the border.
Okay, on the U.S. side.
On the U.S. side, and drop them, and then the car will come through the checkpoint. Checkpoint clears them as U.S. citizens or whatever. They go on, and they know they got pickup places for them.
Okay, so this is a heavy traffic area on foot out in this desert.
On both sides, really.
Okay.
But what happens though? Sometimes the coyote brings them. He abandons them, and they get lost and migrate into some of these ranches and stuff like that.
I feel like Elon is being used to break the seal. You see how every time he goes up, it either fire in the middle or whatever. It's very seldom that he has a breach. And I feel like the government knows that the sleep gods is in Revelation. Everybody's going to wake up. And when they wake up, it's going to be chaos. And that's the reason why they got martial law. They already have it set up to go in certain places when everything starts happening. So I feel like people need to know that aliens do exist. They wouldn't be talking about it. People need to do their own research. And if you do your own research, that's investing in yourself to help yourself get out of this. It's a part of the spiritual awakening.
You guys haven't seen that?
No.
Dude, the tote bag.
I'm the trader. I've been going in on Trader Joe. I was the first, me and you were some of the first guys to go in on Trader Joe.
Yeah.
What's going on?
So I was like, wait, everybody's loving the tote bags. You guys know about the tote bag thing that's going on, right? At Trader Joe's, there's crazy long lines for these damn tote bags.
Why?
I don't know.
Wait, just like regular Trader Joe tote bags?
Yes, but they're like limited edition. I'll pull it up.
What do you
This is crazy.
mean?
Look,
right.
You know what it kind of reminds me of? It's like the Stanley Cup. Remember the Stanley Cup craze a couple years ago?
I was thinking of the Starbucks cup.
Right.
They were going
Fast
crazy.
food.
with
Those too.
Yeah, they were going crazy.
Those
with the
two.
Starbucks cup.
For some reason, I don't know. I think that these are like kind of socially engineered type of situations.
Is it limited edition? Like,
That's what they say, but look at these tote bags. Look, I don't know what's going on, but look at this. Okay, so there's long lines. So let's pull it up. So we have shoppers in line before sunrise to get these damn tote bags. I don't even know why there's a craze about it though. There's people standing in line at 4 a.m.
So crazy, certain people just shop at Trader Joe's. Like, they'll shop other places, but like Trader Joe's people, they'll argue you down too about their store.
Over a tote bag?
I don't know about the tote bag.
I don't know why this is a thing. But again, it makes me feel like, well, for one, a distraction. There was a line out here to where it was miles long waiting on tote bags.
Miles long?
Yes.
That's some
Do they have
zombie shit.
Is it like crack in the tote bag?
I don't know, bro.
That's like a new distribution?
I don't know. It's just weird because, again, I look at what the CIA does and what the government does when it comes to social engineering. They do certain things. And if you look into all the different projects that they had to where they were testing different things on the public without their knowledge, they had Operation Sea Spray. They had Operation Midnight Climax. They had another thing that where they just actually said that the U.S. Army was actually, they admitted during the Cold War in St. Louis, they were spraying this mysterious spray throughout the city. And what they were doing is they were testing certain components and they were going to use it against Russia.
Right. And yeah, actually, I remember we talked about that before. And people end up getting cancer like years later.
Now it's
generational.
Operation Tote Bag.
I don't know. Like
it's just weird.
I just feel like they do certain things like that through social engineer to distract, see how easily people are manipulated
that's what I think it
to
is.
do certain things like that, because it's a tote bag.
Right. That's cold. Because you mean to tell me they're going to get in line for it?
Yeah.
Like, that shit is weird, man. And I'm looking at everybody else like, why are you in line for a tote bag?
It's stupid.
I said this before, y'all. When I used to do DoorDash stuff, I went to pick up at Chipotle. Line was crazy. I asked the dude, like, what's going on? It's National Burrito Day. Oh, they're giving away free burritos? Like, I'm going to get in line. No. We're just here because it's National Burrito Day. Y'all, people are... They're not even giving you 50% off. Some weirdo just said, we're a burrito company, Chipotle. You know what today is? National Burrito Day. We're going to put it on the news. We're going to put it on TikTok. We're going to put it here. It's National Burrito Day. And people will go get a burrito just because it's National Burrito Day and they're not even 50% off or nothing. Like, I don't understand people, y'all. I don't. I really don't.
It is a directed energy weapon, backpack size. We just learned a lot about that from the invasion down in Venezuela, the discombobulator that the president called it. The discombobulator weapon. So I started investigating the source, the use, who in our government has the agitation weapon and what its uses were. I learned that one of its uses was it can make people go nuts in a crowd in a color revolution.
Go nuts in what way?
A 3-star general, retired from SOCOM, that I interviewed.
Special Operations Command.
Correct. Told me, yes, that weapon exists. And I quote, "With it, we can stop your heart. We can make you shit your pants. But I wouldn't need that weapon to start January 6th. I would just need 4 or 5 of my best men." That's the exact quote. I interviewed members of that unit about the weapon. I have interviewed former Secretary of the Army about the weapon. All have verified its existence and its quote-unquote prolific use within our special operators community. And I started looking for backpacks in the crowd. I know what the shape is. I know what the design is. I've interviewed 2 people that have participated in the design of that weapon. One of them's a doctor. The other one is a special operator who essentially assisted DARPA in the design of the how to make it field worthy out in the field. And so I started looking for it in the crowd. Me and my team, we're looking at backpacks everywhere. Well, one of the most interesting backpacks that day was worn by a small handful of Capitol Police officers that were up on the upper terrace that early on, before the crowd had gotten violent, started launching less lethals into the crowd. And they were wearing, so they've got their black uniforms on, but they've got military colored backpacks on. So we start zooming in on them in the cameras, and we got totally distracted about looking for a directed energy weapon, because what we found is that this team of less lethal officers were illegally firing into the crowd. They were firing their weapons against policy, against the law, against their own training. In fact, some of them were training officers in the use of less lethal, and they were using them in what's called a criminally negligent manner, shooting people in the head, in the crowd, in the face. They were shooting their own officers in the back of their helmets. Oof. On the front line. You could see the pepper pellets go explode off the back of their helmets. So we decided to do a story on the use of less lethal. Got distracted from the directed energy weapons.
1,000 military bases is not for military power. They're lily pads for smuggling. That is how CIA smuggles gold, guns, drugs, cash, and small children for the elites in the United States. War is a profit center, not just for oil. War produces body parts. It produces orphans. It produces all kinds of human goods that can then be trafficked. And the banks rely on war and drugs for their cash flow, for their liquidity.
This is everything we have in orbit
You
right
ain't lying.
now. About 11,000 things. That's already a lot. But watch this. Here's the even crazier thing. Okay, let's talking about the Kessler effect. So these are all like the tracked pieces, but really there's more. So really, I'm gonna turn this on now to prepare yourselves. Prepare yourselves. Really, there's way more stuff orbiting. As crazy as this looks, let's turn the debris on. Look at that now. Now look at the true craziness of this place. Look at this. It's just wild. Full video on YouTube.
I don't know. That looks CGI to me. That doesn't look real. That looks computer generated, doesn't it? Was that real? Was that legit? Segovia, you idiot.
What is going on here? Does anybody else find this picture to be a little bizarre? This is a picture promoting Justin Bieber performing at the FIFA World Cup 2026 finale halftime show. And again, does anybody else besides me find this picture to be bizarre? I know I can't be the only one out there that finds this to be a little strange. Why would they use a picture like this right here? Because it almost looks like it's representing something else when you actually look at the image. And Justin Bieber posted this on his social media. So can you all explain to me what is going on here? And again, I know I can't be the only one out there that finds this to be bizarre.
I mean, even if, like, why can't it just be a soccer ball over his head? Or the trophy? You know, or something. Like, why can't it be that? Why does it have to be that? And even if, let's say, it is his young one, right? Maybe that's his young one. Knowing what the people feel about that and what the word on the street is about these celebrities, about these powers that be, what they do, why even put that on there? You know what I mean? Like, why even put that on there? It's disgusting, y'all.
Charlie Kirk alive, there would be no war with Iran because he stopped it the first time. Charlie Kirk went to the White House, sat with Trump and said, don't do this. This is a mistake. You'll lose your base. You'll lose these people. After Charlie Kirk is no longer around, all of a sudden, we're stuck in a war with Iran. There's no way Tyler Robinson is the guy who shot him. The day that it happens, there's some older man who stands up and puts his hands up and says, it was me. It was me. Whatever happened to that guy? Oh, he was confused. He was confused. That's not confusion. That's distraction. I also saw something when the Pakistan negotiations were taking place and Vance and his team were there. 7 of the 9 mobile devices that were at the day Charlie Kirk died, that were at that location, are right now registering in Pakistan. And there's just a lot wrong with the story.
Breaking news. For the first time, I think, ever, we are now seeing iRobot, you saw that movie, literally come to fruition. With the launch of this new robot, which you remember Roombas, the little thing that would go vacuum your floors? Well, this thing puts your pillows in place, folds your laundry. This is a promo video to this new robot I think you might actually be able to buy right now. And this also started with, hey Siri, and people getting more and more comfortable with robots. But we all saw what happened in iRobot. The end of which it becomes self-aware and then perceives humanity as a threat or something, or was that Terminator?
With one eye open.
So you can see here, Weave Robotics. Today we're launching our home robot, Isaac 1. Isaac 1 deliveries will begin this fall. And you already know, a bajillion people are going to buy this thing. It's just so cool. It's so awesome. But you know what I was thinking the other day? What kids think about robots. Because we were in Walmart the other day, and I don't go to Walmart, but we were there. And there was a robot vacuum cleaner, floor cleaner thing driving around. And the curiosity is like, it's kind of funny. Like, it's just this little thing. It's like a creature, but it's a robot. And so I think that, especially with all these movies coming out with humans and robots becoming friendly with one another, it's a little bit strange. Because we know that the glue that holds all these things together will be artificial intelligence and the Internet of Things. And we know what happens when everything gets connected to the Internet of Things. And we've been shown what happens in so many movies, Terminator, The Matrix, etc. I think those were more like warnings rather than just interesting concepts to make a cool movie on. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below and follow for more.
I can't even be 4 feet tall at all.
4.5 feet. They can't even be that tall. My goodness, this small. Look at this. Like marshmallow. You touch me. It's, you can tell there's bone under there, but you can't tell. It's weird. Grief. What color are they? Very pale, very milky.
Is it a skin-like texture?
Looks skin. Everything's the same. No hair, no pores, just skin. It's weird.
How did you feel when this being touched you?
He was very, very peaceful. I had nothing to worry about.
All right, now what happens?
We're walking. We're going toward the door. The room is weird. It's different. I don't see anything strange. There's no creases, no borders. And the door is smaller than the back of the room. It's weird. It's distorted.
In what way is it distorted?
It's like everything is molded into a shape. And it doesn't stop, it just goes straight out the door. Just molded. Like a bathroom tub.
Did you know that it was a woman, right? She went to the hospital. She went to several different hospitals. They diagnosed her with leukemia. They diagnosed her with cancer. They diagnosed her with everything. All right, they diagnosed everything. They told her she was about to die. They said, well, out of everything we diagnosed you with, there's nothing that can cure you. You have to just die. So what she did was, she got a place in California. She hired a caregiver for her so she can just die in peace. The caregiver was in the room and she was like, just take me outside. I just want to go outside. She go outside. The moment she go outside, she sick. She get attacked by bees. The bees are attacking her, stinging her. The caregiver run away. The bees are attacking her. She woke up 3 days later feeling better. The bees just cured her. See, a lot of people don't understand what's really going on. That their venom that they put in her attracted the cells and destroyed the bacteria that was in her body.
Something isn't adding up with all these NFL players getting ALS. Chris Johnson, Steve Gleason, Tim Shaw, Dwight Clark, Kevin Turner, Tim Green. That's a lot of former NFL players diagnosed with the same devastating disease, and now a new theory is spreading online. Some people believe the football field itself could be part of the problem. They point to artificial turf, claiming it contains chemicals like PFAS, heavy metals, and other compounds that researchers have studied for potential health risks. But here's the important part. Right now, there is no scientific evidence proving that artificial turf causes ALS. What researchers have confirmed is that former NFL players develop ALS at a significantly higher rate than the general population. Scientists are still trying to understand why. Some studies are looking at repeated head impacts, others are investigating environmental exposures, and some experts think it could be a combination of multiple factors over an entire football career. So while the exact cause remains a mystery, one thing isn't. Too many former NFL players have been diagnosed with ALS, and families deserve answers. The question is, what do you think researchers should be investigating the most?
See, they give you everything you want. They give you all the fancy cars, the private jets, you know, the fancy living, all the money that you could desire. But here comes the rituals now. Now you like, this ain't what I asked for. You know what I'm saying? I got into this game because y'all told me that y'all could offer me something. Y'all told me that y'all can give me this lavish lifestyle. Then when you start seeing what's going on behind the curtains, you like, man, this ain't what I signed up for. This is not what I came here to do. And now here comes the rituals. Now you stuck. And you gotta continuously do it.
Man, you better hope somebody wants to be president. You dig what I'm saying? But who in the hell would want to be? Can you conceive of what kind of brain would want to lead these fucking Rube Scoops out there? Because there's no communication with them. You dig? If you took a horsewhip and beat them, they still wouldn't understand what the hell you're talking about because there's no intelligence there. They don't have the intelligence to change. Once you get them, they go, the rest of their life, they'll do that for a paycheck, You tell them, don't do that anymore, and they go, There's no communication. You tell them, I tell them, stop doing that, and they'll go, I said, stop it, and they'll go, and you cut someone's fucking throat and throw blood in their face, and they'll go, You see what I'm saying? In other words, there's just no intelligence, man.
You don't have any hope for mankind, man.
Not on that level. Not on that level, I don't. No. That's not mankind. That's not intelligence. It's not even beast. It don't have the intelligence of a zoo.
We're entering into a new crack era in America, and no one's talking about it because it's methamphetamine. This is Andrew Gillum. He at one point was set to be the governor of Florida and a political darling in Florida politics. He was recently caught with marijuana and methamphetamine. This is bigger than just one person getting caught with it, though. Scientists over a 5-year period did a study on meth use, and they said that Black Americans saw a 10-fold increase in methamphetamine use over a 5-year period. Researchers found that Native Americans and Alaska Natives still had the highest rate of methamphetamine use and were increasing in drug deaths. The things that make this so deadly is that the stimulant that is used to make methamphetamine is oftentimes laced with fentanyl. The idea that this is just a white person drug is done. If you look deeper into the studies, you will see that this is an issue becoming more prevalent among Black, gay, and bisexual men. And some studies like this one right here go deeper into uses in New York amongst the same demographic.
Habitation on the moon. We can visit other people with their habitation. We can keep track. If there's something very important to be developed from the moon, I'm not sure what it is right now. And I sure think we should identify what it is for America to make such gross expenditures again for human habitation on the moon. We can help. We can join with. Together, we can explore the moon and develop the moon. We should go boldly where man has not gone before. Fly by the comets, visit asteroids, visit the moon of Mars. There's a monolith there, a very unusual structure on this little potato-shaped object that goes around Mars once in 7 hours. When people find out about that, they're going to say, who put that there? Who put that there? Well, the universe put it there. If you choose, God put it there.
The CIA was created by a group of Yale graduates. Their goal was to create a spy agency that would do all the dirty work for corporations so that they could have corporate espionage. If you had an uncooperative leader somewhere in the world, you could just zap him, and then you could buy all the bananas you want for pennies on the dollar. And so what happened was those Yale graduates went to the United States government and said, hey guys, we created the CIA. It's going to operate whether you like it or not. This is a done deal. We'll let you fund us, and then we'll let you use this as you like. The United States government went, okay.
All right, family. Hope you guys enjoyed the back to the old formula, right? I tried it out. The main reason I tried it out is because the other day I did a video, ended up my microphone wasn't connected. So I did a whole hour and 15-minute video, and there was no audio when I was talking. So I was like, I am not going to sit here again for another hour and 15 minutes and do this all over again. So I edited it in like that. And I was like, damn, that's pretty dope. I actually kind of liked it. It felt smoother. It felt cleaner. You know, I get comments all the time when I ask you guys for input. And a lot of people say, this is your channel. Do what you want with it. That's not how YouTube works, y'all. That's not how YouTube works. It's not about what you want to do. It's about what the people want, what the people enjoy. It's not about what I want to do, right? You guys spoke. My last 2 videos performed terribly. Got a lot of comments. People didn't like it. They feel like I'm hanging out with you guys when we're watching it. We're watching it together. I didn't look at it that way. So that's how we're doing it. We're back to the old program. Hope you guys enjoyed it. You made it this far. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Y'all video is going to pop up over here of I did a dope video on the Mandela effect on my second channel. And then over here is going to be a playlist. My second channel is down below, y'all. It is Segovia After Dark. That's the name of my second channel. Link is down below in the description. Go over there, check it out, subscribe. You know, I do videos over there. But I'm going to see you guys on Sunday, y'all. I get Saturday off. I'm going to see you guys on Sunday. You guys have a good one. Later.